Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm bringing you a tutorial on this black smoky eye and red lip for Valentine's Day. I've already done a tutorial on a Valentine's Day look that is soft and elegant, but I wanted to do something for those of you who want something a little bit extra for Valentine's Day. So if you would like to know how to get this look, definitely keep on watching and we'll get started. To start off, I'm going to prime my eyelids for eyeshadow, and since we're doing a smoky eye, this is really important to prime your eyelids. I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in Fair, and I'm blending that all over my eyelids with my damp beauty blender. And then afterwards, I went in and set the concealer with a white eyeshadow. To get started on the eyes, I'm going to go into my Urban Decay Naked Basics 2 palette and using Frisk, a cool tone gray, I'm going to blend that in my crease using a Sigma E40. This is a perfect transition shade if you're going to work with cool tones today, and I feel like this was such a light color that it really didn't make a difference with how the black smoky eye turned out. It was just a nice cool tone shade for the black that we are going to be using to blend into, so don't worry about building this color up too much. I'm going to go into Urban Decay's Blackout Shadow, which is in the Naked 2 palette, but you can also buy it as a single shadow. And with a domed eyeshadow brush, I'm going to begin by packing this on my eyelids. I really did pack this on, and you are going to have some fallout, so make sure that you do your eyes before your foundation if you are doing this look. So I'm basically just packing this on my eyelids and then blending it up into the crease. Now I am going to warn you, this is going to look really ugly in these steps, in these next few steps, because it's not going to look blended at all, but just to let you know, we will be blending these out, but just giving you a warning, it will look horrible, but we'll all get it blended out in the end and it'll look just fine. So I'm doing the exact same thing on the other eye, blending it out and packing it on the eyelids, and then I'm blending it up into the crease with that domed eyeshadow brush. Going back into Frisk from the Urban Decay Naked Basics 2 palette on a Sigma E40, I'm blending out the edges of that black eyeshadow. We do not want to leave the eyeshadow looking like it did before we blended it, so we really need to blend it out and make sure that we diffuse all of those harsh edges. I'm going back into Urban Decay's Blackout Shadow on that same domed eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to reapply this black eyeshadow. As you can see, it lost some of its intensity when we were blending out the edges, so I wanted to go ahead and reapply that, and I also brought the black eyeshadow up a little bit higher into the crease, so it wasn't just limited to staying on our eyelid, which I feel if you keep a very dark eyeshadow on your eyelid and just on your eyelid, it actually makes your eyes look smaller, but if you bring it a little bit above your eyelid, it gives the illusion of bigger eyes. So that's what I like to do. And then I went in with Frisk from the Urban Decay Naked Basics 2 on a Sigma E40 and blended out the edges of the eyeshadow. Next, I went in with a Sigma Large Shader E60 brush and a matte white eyeshadow, and I went ahead and applied this on my brow bone for a brow bone highlight and also to clean up that area if the black eyeshadow was brought up a little bit too high, so I wanted to go ahead and clean that up. Going back into Urban Decay's Blackout Shadow in that same domed eyeshadow brush, I'm going to reapply the black. When we blend, we do lose some of this intensity, so it's just a matter of blending it out and then reapplying it. So I kept bringing it up higher and higher as well, and then going ahead and blending that out. So like I said, whenever you bring this up into the crease with that domed eyeshadow brush, it will look really harsh, but just know we are blending the edges back out in the next step. Now I'm going back into Frisk again, and I'm using a Sigma E40 and I'm blending out the edges of that eyeshadow. As you can see, we had tons of fallout, so I went ahead and wiped that away with a makeup towelette. This look happened to be so messy. I guess since we were just messing with such intense dark colors, it just absolutely made a mess, and I feel like trying to wipe it away made it worse. But just try to wipe it away, and I also cleaned up the edges of the eyeshadow as well. For lashes, I'm going in with the Kiss lashes. This is the Lash Couture mink lashes, and this is in the style Gala, and I'm going to apply these. These are really nice fluffy lashes. I don't feel like they're over the top, but they just really finish off an eye look, and these are my absolute favorite drugstore lashes at the moment. This is actually my second time repurchasing them, or my first time repurchasing them, so I really do like them. To prime the face for foundation, I'm actually going to be using 2 foundation primers. I'm using the Urban Decay De-Slick Foundation Primer in my T-zone. This primer is going to keep me matte in my T-zone, and it's also going to minimize the appearance of pores, so that's why I'm tapping it in that area, so it will kind of, get into the pores and really blur them out. And I just really wanted my T-zone to stay matte throughout the day, so I went ahead and applied that there. And then the next primer I'll be using is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter to give me radiant, glowy skin. I feel like using the mattifying primer in my T-zone, I was still able to achieve a glowy finish without getting oily at the end of the day. So we're getting glowy, luminous skin, but we're gonna stay matte throughout the day, which is really nice because I have really oily skin, but I do want luminous skin at the same time. Moving on to foundation, I'll be using the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation, and I'm in the shade 301 Classic Ivory. This actually showed up really light on camera, but it is a little bit light, but I feel like it was really exaggerated on the camera. So if you're thinking, dang, this foundation shade is so light on her, don't worry. It appeared a little bit lighter on the camera than it was in real life. So I just went ahead and blended that out with my damp beauty blender, but wanted to address that. For concealer, I'll be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in Fair, my absolute favorite concealer. And I applied this on my chin, underneath the eyes, on the forehead, and I believe on the nose as well. And I'm just going to blend that out with my damp beauty blender. To set the concealer, I'll be baking as well, and I'll be using the Airspun Translucent Face Powder in Translucent Extra Coverage, and I'm applying that underneath the eyes, and also brought that down around the edges of the nose to just set that entire area. Moving on to contouring, I'll be using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and blending that out with a Sigma F40 large angled contour brush. I really wanted to add some dimension to the face and also some warmth because I look pale, so pale right now, but I wanted to warm up the skin, and I also brought that around the edges of the forehead, along the jawline, and down the neck. I'm going to go ahead and line the waterline. I'm using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eyeliner in 0. I wanted to just really finish off the eyes and add a little bit more to the bottom lash line, so I went ahead and did that, and then also went in with Urban Decay's eyeshadow in Blackout and smoked out the bottom lash line using a Sigma E20 short shader brush. I'm going to be highlighting now, and I'm using the Cover FX Custom Enhancing Drops in the shade Celestial, and I used about 2 drops, and I applied it to the round end of my beauty blender, applied it, and then blended it out. I'm going to go ahead and dust away my translucent powder, and I'm using a Sigma F25 tapered face brush. Moving on to blush, I'm using the Becca Luminous Blush in Snapdragon, and I'll be applying that with a Sigma F20 large powder brush. Now I'm going to be going into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in Gleam, and I'm going to use Hard Candy, and I'm going to set the cream highlighter. And I'm using a Morphe G23 fan brush. And I'll still be using this same highlighter, and I'm going to apply that on the tip of my nose, the bridge, and also the Cupid's bow, and I'm using a Sigma E45 small tapered blending brush. For the lips, I wanted to go with a classic red lip, so I'm using Milani's matte lipstick in Matte Confidence. That completes the look. I hope you guys enjoy. I love you guys so much. I hope that this look was very, informative, and I hope that I helped you guys out on how to achieve a very smoky, dramatic Valentine's Day look. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe. I love you guys again, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.